Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And if you've ever wanted to build a water fountain or water feature for your home or garden, this is the first time that I've actually done this before. And so come along with me, and if it's something you'd like to learn how to do, then join me, and I hope you enjoy the video. So come along for the ride. All right, what a beautiful day today is. We are up nice and early and on a Saturday morning. And it's just a beautiful day to work in the garden. So let me show you what I've done so far, okay? Okay, so I got this area in the front of the doorway here, and we'll come out here and you can see that I've got myself a basin. It's a little wet out here because the sprinklers came on this morning, but this is the fountain that I'm going to be putting in, and so it's got these nice green tones to it. And it kind of reminded me of a saguaro cactus, which I thought was nice, but cleared this clearing out. Let me go out here so I can kind of turn around so you can see it a little muddy out here. So I got this area in front of the door where, come out of the way a little bit. Come out here a little bit. So I got this area in front of the door, and you can kind of see where I've cleared this out. We're gonna do some landscaping all in this area. And so, and I have these, I kind of like the way that I've put this little planter in, so it kind of, you know, you can kind of see it as it goes around. So we're gonna swing around this way. You can see here how we have the planter. Now all this stuff is going to be landscaped, and what I've done is I've taken this basin I ordered from Amazon. It's about $199, and I've dug a hole in the ground. Let's lift this up. You can see it's already retaining some water in there. Okay, this is what's going to hold your water and your pumps and everything. So what I've done is I've dug a hole and made it level with the ground. You get a leveler, and you basically level it with the ground. Make sure that it's like nice and level. You don't want the water to be in the basin to be tipping, or you want it to be nice and even. And so what my plan is, I'm going to be putting some rocks around that basin. I've got to figure out whether I want to use PVC or whether I want to use copper for the return line on the inside of the pond, or inside the fountain. I'm so used to doing ponds, I've never done fountains really. So that's my point, is I got to figure out what I'm going to do. So I'm going to be making a trip to Home Depot, looking at some of the copper today, and seeing what the cost is. And I just think it's going to look a lot nicer than PVC. PVC is good. They make black PVC as well, so I figured it might hide it. But you know, I want something that's pretty easy. I've got to figure out if I'm going to put a bulkhead on the bottom to seal that up. I know I'm going to use marine epoxy. I've done some research. Marine epoxy is really good to keep water from leaking out. And so when I get all my parts together, I'm going to show you how I'm going to put it all together, and we're going to fix it all up. So all right guys, so we are at Home Depot, and we're going to go in and see what kind of fittings they have. I'm not too comfortable with using copper. I've never soldered copper. I was watching some videos, and it just seemed like it was a lot of stuff. I don't know, maybe there's an easier way, but I worked with a lot of PVC before on ponds and aquariums and things like that, so I feel more comfortable with that. So let's go inside and see what we can find out and see what they got. Let's see. A lot of fittings to choose from. I think we need to go with 3/4 inch. So let's see what they got here. All right guys, so this is what I got at Home Depot. I think what I'm going to do is, I've got this 3/4 inch pipe. I actually measured the inside of the pot, and I stuck this in there, and it fits right in the hole perfectly. So my plan is I'm going to take this 3/4 inch fitting that's got the threaded on the end. So this allows me to put it, you can kind of see it there, it allows me to put it onto the pump. So I'm going to screw like a bulkhead or something that's going to fit. We'll get to that point when we get there, but just want to kind of show you so far what I got. Okay, I got 3 pieces of 1/2 inch PVC, and I was thinking that basically the 3/4 inch is a little too big, so I'm going to reduce that down to a 1/2 inch. I think the water will move nicely through the 1/2 inch. So we're simply just going to cut this, and we're going to put on this 3/4 inch to 1/2 inch reducer right here, and that's going to allow me to put on reduce it down to the 1/2 inch. Okay, so we're going to stick that in just like that. Okay, and this will be the bottom part of the fountain, and we're going to glue this with some red hot blue glue. Red hot blue glue. I can't even say that fast. So some red hot glue. All right, there we go. Didn't want to say the word blue. At the bottom of the fountain, I'm going to, which is going to be this part here, is going to seat right on top, or right on the bottom, I should say, of the concrete. So I bought some plastic bonder by JB Weld, and this stuff works really good when you're trying to work with concretes and metals and things like that. So basically, it's a high strength structure adhesive. It sets up about 15 minutes. So we're going to put that at the bottom, and that way we have a nice seal with the water. Here's the thing, if the water drips out, I really don't care, because if it's just a small drip, it's going to drip right back in the basin. Keep one thing in mind, you're going to have some evaporation anyways. So yeah, this is what I bought, and I'm going to be putting this together, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. All right, so now what the trick's going to be is putting all this together. I have to buy the pump still, so we're going to get the pump picked up. We're going to pick up some of the hosing that's going to go on it, and also I'm going to put a bulkhead on it so I can kind of torque down the amount of flow that comes through as well. So I don't want, you know, a whole bunch of flow coming through. It'll just spit out real fast. So I'll torque that down to the way I want it to look. So, all right, guys. So let's pick up where we left off at. All right. So what I did was I took. I'm going to show you kind of what I did here. Is so I showed you the previous segment that I took all those PVC pieces, and I kind of made, you kind of see here, I actually measured out the actual piece that's going to go inside the vase, and I'm using PVC, okay, schedule 40. So I basically took some fittings here, and I took 3/4 inch, and I did a reducer down to 1/2 inch. The reason why I did that is because I wanted to have, at this bottom part, I wanted to have more of a stronger point. Sorry about the plane in the background. So now I had a problem finding this piece here, and what this piece here is, it's like a riser, you know, for a sprinkler. So I just kind of put that on there as well, and it was about this big, and I was able to cut off how much I wanted. So this piece is going to be sticking out of the bottom of the vase. Okay, so you can see I put another coupling here for some more strength. And yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and fit this in, and we're gonna get it glued in tonight. So I have a piece that's gonna be going at the bottom of the vase, and it's this piece right here. I'll show it to you. This piece right here. And so this is what the tubing is gonna go on. So I'm simply just gonna place it in here. Of course, I'm gonna wrench it all the way to the white part. This will be the bottom part of the vase, and what's going to happen is the tubing is going to go right in here, and I'll be ready to rock and roll. The only thing is I figured out is I'm going to have to glue this piece to the concrete, and so I don't get no leaks or anything. So I thought about using silicone, but I decided to go ahead and get a different type of a bonding material, so which I'll share that with you later. Okay, so yeah, so we're going to give this a try, and we're going to stick it right into the vase, and we'll give it a shot. Got some gnats flying around the face. Okay, it's always good. I'm gonna tighten this on there. All right, guys, so I got it on there. I'm gonna be using some plastic bonder by JB Weld. And when I looked at it, it said that it's good for plastics to metal, plastics to plastic bonding, works on thermoset, carbon fiber composites. And what caught my eye is it said that it's also good for coats on metals and concrete. So, so I finally got it screwed in there. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like. And so I think this says sets in 15 minutes, but what I'm gonna do, it kind of sets in like a tan color, which I really don't care the color, to be honest with you. I just wanna keep the water from leaking out, you know? So let's check it out and see what you think, all right? All right, guys, so we're gonna let that sit up for a little while. It says it takes about 15 minutes to harden and 30 minutes to cure. So I got it pretty much caked on there. So really what I'm going for here is just a way to not let this thing leak. I don't want it to leak. If it leaks a little bit, I'm okay with it. But remember, this is the first time I'm doing this. It's like my own do-it-yourself project. So, so we'll see tomorrow. We're gonna be putting in in the morning, I'll be putting in the pump, the lines and everything. So as soon as this hardens overnight, I'm gonna be able to, you know, start hooking things up. So hopefully it'll turn out good. We'll see, so keep watching. Okay guys, so a couple things I want to talk about before we move on to the next step here is we got the water fountain installed, but there's a few things that happened over the past couple of days that I haven't told you about. So first of all, in the beginning, I talked about using JB Weld, which is a plastic bonder. And the reason why I picked this is because it bonds to concrete, it also bonds to plastic. So I thought this would be perfect. Since I was using PVC and I was putting it through a concrete vase, I figured this will be the perfect, you can kind of see it there. This would be the perfect thing to use. And I was totally wrong. It did not work. And so I decided that I was gonna go ahead and put a Loctite clear silicone around that seal as well, and it didn't work. It was leaking again. So I filled the vase up with water, started leaking. So it kind of really was frustrating. So now, over the past few days, there's been a few things that I've learned. And so I decided to strip off the plastic bonder, take off all the silicone, get a clean surface, and I put the silicone on the bottom again to make it, you know, a little bit more of a tighter seal. But the thing about it is that what really worked here was I went to Home Depot and I got some waterproofing mortar, okay? This made a big, huge difference. So I mixed up some mortar, put it in a, you know, a little bucket, and put it in the bottom of the vase, and that seemed to do the job. I let it cure overnight for 24 hours. The next day I came out and I actually put water in there and I actually tested it to see if it would leak before I actually hooked it up to the pump and everything. So, and it seemed to work perfect. Okay, so I got it together, and so I wouldn't recommend using this. I would recommend using the waterproofing mortar for your fountains and stuff like that. It bonded perfectly, it doesn't leak. And now we're gonna start landscaping, and I already started to, you know, put out the ring for the rocks, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like right now, and also what state the fountain looks right now too. So check this out and see what you think. Okay guys, so here's the vase so far, and as you can see, it looks pretty level. You can see the rise on it. It's about, I don't know, 2 inches or so, which I like. I turned it down on the pump, and you can see here's the basin. So now I've got bricks in there now, and it'll actually hold the weight of the vase. So the basin says it does about 300 pounds, but I mean, it was sinking in pretty good, so I decided to do that. Now you can already see that I'm going to be putting a border where the rocks are going to go. So if I step back a little bit, you can see that it's not straight yet, but it will be. So I'm going to start landscaping. We're going to start putting the rocks in, and you guys will come along with me on that process as we try to landscape this and get it all cleaned up. So I have some lights coming in. We're going to put 2 fountain lights on it, and I think it'll look really nice. So hopefully you enjoy it. All right, guys, it's another beautiful morning, and we're here working at the fountain again today. So I think I'll show you what I've done so far. I kind of cleared this little area out here, and after putting the rocks in and stuff like that for the fountain, and I think I'm going to bring some flagstone from the back and make a little walkway right here. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so I think I'm gonna, right from there, from the front door, I'm gonna put a little walkway that kind of comes out this way, sweeps about a flagpole. But you can see I put these little dividers in, or edgings. And so, yeah, I think I'm gonna get some flagstone from the back by the pond and put it in here. Might look good. I got Mr. Zeuston here today with me, and he's just enjoying the, see, he's just sitting down there enjoying it. Right, Mr. Zizzy? You want to go get some flagstone in the back with me? Let's go check it out. All right, guys, so we're going to be finishing the project today, and I've got all the plants that I want to put in, and I think now we're going to put some weed barrier down, some mulch in, and we'll see how it looks after we get it all finished. All right, guys, so I am finished laying the mulch down, or the bark, and I think this has been a journey. I tell you, a lot of work. I've done it over several weeks, and you know, it looks pretty good. So let me show you what it looks like, and then you can let me know, maybe comment below on what you think it looks like. All right, I think it looks pretty good. All right, guys, so here's what it looks like. I'll come out here a little further, and I think it looks pretty good. I got these little flagstone steps here going up to the door. This is a Mexican birds of paradise, or no, it's a Mexican, I think it's birds of paradise. Anyways, get some nice, beautiful flowers on it. So as we walk up here, we see the beautiful fountain. And that's what it looks like right now. So a lot different than what it was before. All right, so I think we're officially finished with this fountain build. And I think it looks pretty good. All right, guys, that's it for this fountain build. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please subscribe and like the channel, and give me a thumbs up. Maybe throw a few comments down there for me and tell me how I'm doing. So we'll see you guys on the next video. See you soon.